every single hit live anywhere you are on the Live the Dream Media app.
The Generation Mega Hits Mix.
With Tyler Cruz, playing all week long from 2 to 4 p.m. only on the Live the Dream Media Network. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and stream the mega hits.
You've got a voice, but are you ready for a global audience? Don't just settle for standard studio rental. At Live the Dream Media, we amplify your voice by broadcasting your podcast completely live on our exclusive online radio network. Whether they're down the street or across the world, your listeners can lock in live on YouTube, Meta, and the Live the Dream Media app. Why choose live? Because real-time connection builds a loyal community, extends your reach further than ever, and turns a simple recording into a massive digital event. Stop waiting on the edit. Go live, build your crowd, and live the dream with Live the Dream Media today.
Radio evolves more as the years progress, and it is only becoming better. Introducing the Live the Dream Media app. Catch your favorite music 24/7 and tune into live podcasts, or catch up on your own time with our on-demand library. No matter where you travel in the world, you can be anywhere on the planet and stay connected. Download the Live the Dream Media app for free today on the Apple App Store and Google Play, and experience radio reimagined.
Hold on to your boots, America. The biggest, baddest twang in country music is taking over your speakers. This is
the Super Country Hit Mix with Clint Peak.
2 stacked hours of back-to-back, chart-topping country anthems bringing you zero filler, all killer,
and non-stop country heat.
Join every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday afternoon
from 4 to 6 p.m.
Clint Peak is turning up the tailgate vibes and cranking those stadium anthems all the way to 11. Whether you're wrapping up the workday or gearing up for the weekend, if Clint ain't playing it,
you ain't hearing it.
Don't miss a single track. Listen live on the Live the Dream Media app.
The Super Country Hit Mix with Clint Peak.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Only on the Live the Dream Media Network.
Ready to go live? Take your show to the next level and host your podcast at the Live the Dream Media Professional Studio. From our fully equipped space, you can seamlessly connect with your audience and live stream in real time straight to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and more. We handle the technical side so you can focus entirely on your content. When you book with us, you get access to top-tier microphones, premium production gear, and full support from our professional audio engineers, all with flexible booking times designed to fit your schedule. Go live with our studio team today. Visit ltdmedia.net or call 520-373-2059 to book your session and live your dream live on air. Here at Live the Dream Media.
Think the music is the only thing rocking this station? Think again. We are bringing you the absolute best in live broadcasting all week long. Turn your dials to the Live the Dream Media Network for our powerhouse lineup of live podcasts airing Monday through Friday. Start your mornings right. Wake up every single Monday through Friday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Wake Up Live, hosted by Christopher DeSimone. Stick around Mondays at 9 a.m. for the Marana and Oro Valley Experience with David Samorano and Clint Peak. Then tap into your local community with Southwest Flavor with Ron Arenas at 9 a.m. And don't miss Sobriety, Spirituality, and Sales with Mike Curry every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Get informed at 9 a.m. with Inside Track hosted by Bruce Ash and Eb Wilkinson. On Thursdays at 10 a.m., we are talking sports with Ron Arenas and Will Pena. Catch former NBA star player Bob Elliott on The Bob Elliott Show every Friday morning at 9 a.m. for 30 minutes of incredible conversations with amazing guests. Lastly, keep an eye out for The Clint Peak Show, popping up at various times to share the stories of amazing people's lives. No matter the day, your story is worth telling, and we are bringing those stories to you live. Tune in to our live podcasts right here on the Live the Dream Media Network. Don't miss a single minute.
Are you ready to elevate your business brand to a global audience? Partner with Live the Dream Media and unlock unmatched reach and visibility through our professional advertising network. Whether you want top search visibility with pay-per-click ads, over-the-top ads, strategic social media campaigns, or massive reach across our podcast network, we have the tools to scale your business. We target major digital, audio, and TV platforms, connecting you directly to local and national listeners, as well as major streaming television networks like Hulu, Peacock, ABC, and much more, and even our online radio. Take control of your growth and start advertising now with a team that delivers real campaign performance. Visit ltdmedia.net or email contact@ltdmedia.net today to partner with our team and start living the dream.
Welcome to the Marana and Oro Expeirence. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. And I've got an awesome guest with us today. Lara, I'm going to let you finish the last part of your name because you know what? I'm just not that good.
No. Iacobucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Paris?
Paris.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you spell the Iacobucci one?
Iacobucci.
Okay.
So when I got married, I changed it to Paris and nobody knew who I was. And they'd be like, Booch, why didn't you say who you were? And I'm like, I got to add the Iacobucci back in. Right?
Hey, so we're here. It's Monday, and I just got done dropping off the kiddos at their first day of school, and I'm still in that kind of disbelief moment. My daughter just started kindergarten, and the wife and I we did ourselves pretty bad yesterday by watching all kinds of old videos of her just running around. She used to call me Daddy. It wasn't like D-A-D, it was Daddy. So we watched a lot of videos like that that really, kind of wind you up a little bit. So that's where I just came from right now.
Oh, and, that's so sad.
Yeah, but I just wanted to express that it was a really good morning, and it's always nice to see the community out and about, especially in this area. Yeah. The traffic is back. I mean, I don't know if y'all recognize that.
It's back.
So you are involved in an organization that does some really great work.
Right.
And when we notice something like that, we always like to have it talked about because there's certain things that happen that help create an organization like yours.
Right.
It's doing really good work in the community. And I used to be in law enforcement, and I would see some of these problems, especially with the animals, and getting them to a place where they needed to be, getting them taken care of, making sure there's not any issues with breeding and all kinds of other things. So, I want to start with, what did you see going on that helped you create this organization, the Tucson Action Team? But you guys did something on your Facebook though, so did you guys change a little bit on the Facebook?
We did.
Like a couple days ago?
We did.
I was like, I don't know how I'm going to address this one. So
we're big time now. So
okay.
It's Tucson Action Team. Mm-hmm. It used to be Tucson Action Team for dog advocacy, but we do so much more now than just advocate for dogs. So now it's just Tucson Action Team. And so I started this, so in January, we'll be 3 years as a nonprofit. And I started this when I was on the board of Friends of PAC. I started thinking about the idea of, how do we control this? The shelter has been at critical capacity for years. We're spending millions of dollars as a state on housing homeless dogs, and we just keep bringing more dogs into the mix. What are we doing? And so I started toying around with the idea that we need to change the laws. That's the only way we're going to change this, if we really put some restrictions on what people can and can't do. And so the Tucson Action Team was born. We started as a Facebook page, and all we were going to do is protest pet stores to start with, because there's a lot of issues with pet stores. Allegedly, their dogs come from puppy mills. Allegedly, they're lending at a higher rate by calling it a lease instead of a loan. So we think that they're sort of taking advantage of folks in our community. So we were going to protest pet stores. We just wanted a place where we could all come together and do this. Then it grew into so much more. I started doing bills with lobbyists. I started spaying and neutering. I started going into schools and educating. So it just morphed into something that was so needed by the community. So we're not a rescue. We just give a voice to the animals of our community.
So when you started talking about the protesting the bigger organizations and stuff, one thing stands out to me, and I won't say the organization's name, but it's one that's in a mall.
Right.
And, you know, I often go with my family when we're there shopping to go see the puppies.
Right.
Right, because they're cute.
Adorable.
They're so adorable. You just want to grab them. And then sometimes they put them like in a circle where they can run around.
Right.
And I can't just like grasp the amount that the animal costs.
Right.
Up front, you know, and to hear that they're giving out loans on that amount. I mean, we're talking $6,000.
Right.
For a dog.
Right. So what happens is you get the loan. You say, I can pay $100 a month, $200 a month.
What's the percentage often on that? You know, the interest rate?
Over 100%.
No.
Yeah.
That's like a shark.
Yeah. And you can't see the interest rate until you actually apply for it.
So you have to apply first.
Yeah.
Then you'll see the interest rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of people go in there, they see these cute dogs, which they are adorable, and they're not even really like a purebred dog. They're a something poo, you know, Maltipoo, Cockapoo, you know. So they're basically mutts. You know, 10 years ago, a mix of two dogs was a mutt. But now they're all these designer dogs, and everybody sees them on videos, and they're so cute, and they're adorable. But they come from overbreeding. And so a lot of times these dogs will have problems. There's no lemon laws. There's like a 60-day lemon law for dogs. So if your dog starts having medical problems down the road, not only are you still paying the loan, but now you have these medical problems that like I bought a dog. 15 years ago, I bought a dog. And this dog is about $27,000 into medical bills. I didn't know that when I got the dog. But now, I mean, so I've made this dog comfortable. We had not to get off the subject, but we had a gynecologist here in town, and she was breeding Frenchies. And she was inseminating them herself. I was looking for that nice word to use on air. She was inseminating themselves, and then they had to have C-sections because their heads are too big to be born.
Oh, goodness.
So there were 37 dogs that were malformed by the time PAC busted her, and she got 15 days of in-house probation. Meanwhile, how many thousands of dollars are we spending to try to care for these dogs? People are going to have medical bills their whole life. Bringing more dogs into a oversaturated community where PAC is giving away dogs for free. It's insanity.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so much more. I can go on for. I mean, you can get me on my soapbox, and I can just go.
Yeah, no, we're here. I mean, it's obvious to see the contributors to you really being passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's easy to see. I mean, any person that goes out in the community has seen a result of us not having good laws in place to deal with it, not having a good system to deal with it. I mean, and you say that the problem solving idea was to just put them into pack
Right.
and then
No.
hope they get adopted.
Yeah, but there's too many. Everyone I know has multiple dogs, and it's just too many dogs. And, people are like, oh, well, we can't put down the dogs. Well, what are we going to do? Now, some of these dogs have behavioral issues. They have medical issues. And so those are the easier ones to decide. But, I mean, when are we going to get to a point where it's going to have to be for space? And a lot of these no-kill shelters, they're 90% or above. They just don't pick up the stray dogs anymore. So either they're dying in the shelter or they're dying on the streets. But we've gotten ourselves into a big old mess. So I really try to change things by not only having the Tucson Action Team, but I'm the District 1 appointee for animal welfare in Pima County. So I'm on the advisory board for PAC. And, it's all of us working together, but you have so many people on so many sides of, don't put down any animals, or, we need to not let dogs stay outside, or we need, everybody who's on these meetings have a different opinion of what workers are exhausted. We're exhausted. We're just like, I always say, we're just like the Tucson Police Department. We're exhausted. You know what I mean? There's not enough of us, and there's too much going on. So, and then trying to get the police involved, they're spread thin as it is. So it's hard to get anybody but PAC to go out. But, PAC only has 20 officers for 9,300 square miles, which is Pima County. So if they're out in Picture Rocks dealing with an issue, they can't be down to Himmel Park dealing with a leash law.
Right.
So it's a big old mess.
So is enforcement the weakest part of the problem? I mean, or is it the biggest part of the problem? Is it enforcement?
No.
No. What would you say is?
It's a little bit of everything. It's not having pet inclusive housing, affordable pet inclusive housing. It's not having readily available spay and neuter. It's vet costs. Vet costs have gone through the roof. And it's breeding restrictions and it's enforcement. I mean, if a lady can breed all these dogs and only get 15 days of in-house probation, that's a problem. She should have had to pay some money back to take care of these dogs that she made for profit. So we're exploiting animals for money.
And only getting 15 days of
in-house probation.
So
she got to keep her medical license.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And she got to stay home for 2 weeks. Unbelievable.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
probably made $5,000 a pop on each of these dogs. It's big money.
Yeah. Well, I feel safe saying that there's a correlation between not only that, but other crimes that are treated pretty lenient these days here.
Absolutely. And it's not me saying this.
Yeah.
It's people smarter than me. FBI,
That's
CIA.
what I'd say, yeah.
Saying that if you're abusing a dog, you're abusing your kids. If they have found that a lot of these people who are shooting, the mass shootings, they started with animals, killing cats or things like that. So, the studies are there. Right. So I think if we can nip the crime now, then, maybe we're making us a better community.
Yeah, for sure. So you work a lot in the advocacy area,
yes.
But I've also heard you talk about, I've heard some pretty astonishing numbers about how many animals you've spayed or neutered.
Right.
Over how many years would you say you guys?
So our spay and neuter program is about 2 years old.
Okay.
The action team started 3 years ago, but spay and neuter came a year later. And we've spayed and neutered 900 animals. I have an amazing project manager that oversees this program. And we're not like a first come, first serve. You don't have to get in line at 4 a.m. We actually make an appointment for you. We help you fill out the paperwork. We get you can go to one of our clinics. So we really have like this wraparound concierge service for spay and neuter, because a lot of people don't know. They're nervous, they're anxious, their dog's going in for surgery. So we've really built this really great program to help people in our community.
That's awesome. So how do folks get involved?
So
Tucson Action Team.
you can always go to Tucson Action Team and fill out a volunteer form. There's a spay and neuter form. There's a matchmaking form. So we matchmake the right dogs out of rescue with families. I mean, we found poodles, golden doodles, anything you want, we can find for you. You don't have to go pay $5,000 at a store. Yeah, absolutely. And there's always puppies. We can always find puppies. And it's really just educating the community, you know? If you write to me or go on the contact form, we'll go into your school and teach kids on how to treat dogs. Because a lot of dogs end up in shelter because, you know, kids go to touch them while they're eating and all of a sudden they get bit. And they're like, I'm not going to have this dog biting my child. And they end up in the shelter. But it wasn't the dog's fault. And it wasn't your child's fault because they didn't know any better. So if we can teach them early enough, don't touch them while they're eating. Don't do this. Don't sit on them. Don't pull their ears. Then, so we go in and teach the kiddos, and then we bring in therapy dogs, and they get to practice petting the dogs.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
really cool.
That's so cool.
It is cool.
How do folks support you guys? You're a non-for-profit, and
we are. So
donate?
That's the hardest part. You know, everything that we do right now is because of individual donations.
Okay.
You can't really get grants until you're 3 years old. You've had to have a couple of tax returns, and so, well, 990s, not tax returns. We don't pay taxes. But here's the thing: there's so many nonprofits right now and there's not a lot of extra dollars. You know, everybody's feeling the crunch of $4 gas. So we really have a need for individual donors. Even if people can donate $20, it makes a huge difference. Even if they can come to one of our events that we have around town or things like that. So it makes a difference. $5, $10 makes a difference because we're all individual donations right now.
So I know that some of the municipalities in the area are starting to create their own or have already created their own animal control services.
They do.
Are you partnered with any of those yet? Are you working with them already, or is everything just strictly going through PAC?
Well, here's the thing. So Pima County has their own set of ordinances that we're working on right now. And but each town has their own ordinances also. But they're supposed to follow the Pima County ordinances that follow, you know, the state ordinance, the state laws. And so we're really trying to make them all, you know, match. Because it's not like, oh, Tucson says you can't do this, but Marana says it's okay. But, you know, the state isn't all together. Like in Tucson, you can't tether an animal, which means you can't leash a dog to something and leave it like that. But in Nogales, you can. So we're trying to get everything where it's like, okay, don't do that, you know? But right now, our biggest problem is you can leave your dog outside. As long as your dog has food, water, and shelter, you can leave your dog outside. So if you have a German Shepherd and it's 110 out, that dog is within the law to be outside. Is it a best practice? Absolutely not.
Do you see quite a bit of heat illness-related deaths of animals?
Well, we see a lot of valley fever.
Valley fever.
You know, if your dog lives in Arizona, chances are, or you've had a dog in Arizona, chances are you've had a dog with valley fever. And they get it from being in the soil, digging in the soil. So if you leave your dog outside, your dog's going to get valley fever. Then all of a sudden you have a dog that has, you know, needs medication every month. And, you know, if you don't treat it, the dog can end up with all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
So it's not the best for the dog. So it's not the heat, but it's things that go with the heat. You know, we see the worst of the worst, David. We really do, you know, and people are bringing, like I said, more and more dogs into this. And, you know, I want to talk more about our breeding bill that we're trying to get through. But I mean, I see the worst of the worst. People just put their dogs outside. I'm like, why even have a dog if you're just going to leave it outside?
Oh yeah, I agree.
But, you know, that's the culture of some, but at least provide it some sort of shade. And then they think, oh, well, a metal shed is okay. Well, no, that's like a hot box, you know? So
Yeah.
you go stay out in a metal shed when it's 110. So, I mean, we're just trying to, like I said, educate the community on this isn't okay. You know, this is a living, breathing creature that you've chose to take care of. So take care of it.
Let's talk about that breeding bill. What do you got going on with that? And
So
where are you at on it?
So every year we introduce this breeding bill.
Every year.
So this is going to be year 3, and we're hoping it's going to go through this year. Because do you know that you can breed a dog? So say that you want to supplement your income.
Okay.
Or you just love your dog and you want to breed your dog.
Want more of them.
Why?
Well, I mean, I love dogs. So
I know.
I could understand.
Go to Pack. Take a handful home.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And remember, Pack is not just a pound with pit bulls. There are all kinds of dogs there.
It gets that rap.
It does.
It does.
And
yeah.
it's absolutely not. Yes, we do have a lot of pit bulls, but there is every kind of dog, especially now that they start breaking up some of these hoarding cases. We're getting all kinds of tiny dogs. So, okay, so the breeding bill. So say you want to breed your dog. Yeah. You love your dog. Mm-hmm. You want to make a little extra money off your dog, whatever the reasons are for breeding your dog. You can breed your dog and sell your dog, and you don't have to pay any taxes. You don't even have to make sure the dog is healthy, and you can sell your dog. There are no restrictions for backyard breeders, which backyard breeder is a term for people who are not in the industry, okay? Hobby breeders, backyard breeders. Are there ethical breeders? Absolutely. But an ethical breeder is not going to put a sign up on Oracle saying puppies for sale, okay? An ethical breeder is known within the community. Known within that animal community, like if it's Great Danes or something like that. But we have a lot of people, probably 80% of the people who are breeding dogs have no regulations on them. So I could have brother and sister have puppies and I sell them to you. Remember, there's no really lemon law. A year down the road, that dog is sick, and who's responsible for it? You? And if you can't afford it, where does the dog end up? In the shelter. Sucking more millions. And Georgie dog is very sick. Everything that Georgie dog could have had wrong with George is wrong with him. Collapsed trachea, bad knees, bad hips, bad skin, everything. And it's because he was bred and bred and bred. I always tell people who are older than you, remember cassette tapes? Do you remember cassette? Okay,
I do.
okay.
Yeah.
If you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, that 4th or 5th copy isn't so great. It's what's happening with these animals. We're making copies of copies of copies of copies because they're cute, and especially these Frenchie dogs now. This Frenchie dog is
that the new trend?
That is the
trend of dog.
I was at Veg, which is an ER clinic, the other day with Georgie, of course, and out of the 8 dogs that came in, 6 were Frenchies. Wow. They are overbred. They have a breathing capacity that's the size of a pea. I mean, they have a lot of medical problems. Most of them can't give birth because their heads are too big. So there's a lot of problems. Whenever I see someone with a Frenchie, I say, get medical insurance if you can. Yeah, because they really are, this designer dog, and they're so cute, but, especially in this Arizona heat, it's hard for them to get along. So, yeah.
Wow. So, logistics-wise, what is the breeding bill going to do to deter that? Are you going to add taxes? Or are you going to say, hey, can we eliminate the roadside sales?
Well, that's already against the law.
That's already against the law. Oh, okay.
Yes.
See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Not that I go and do it, but I just,
No. You cannot sell
'Cause
dogs.
I see that a lot. I'm going to be honest with you.
You cannot
Especially in the
sell
rural
dogs.
areas.
Well, here's the thing. Marana is great about getting out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you have a police force that doesn't have enough officers and you call them, by the time you call them, these people are gone. They know what they're doing is illegal. And if they don't know, I'm there to tell them in a very nice way. But no, that's illegal. But it's just the breeding bill will have people have to register as a legitimate business. So if I was selling T-shirts, I would have to register as a business because I have to pay my fair share of taxes, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter what you're selling, whether you're selling T-shirts, snow cones, whatever you're selling. So why are these people selling dogs and not paying their fair share of taxes? Plus, we want to go one step further, and they have to have some sort of health certificate saying this dog has been to the vet, this dog has had their shots, hopefully this dog has been altered. But we just had a huge distemper outbreak at PAC where PAC had to shut down for 2 weeks. The municipal shelter to bring in the strays and the abused dogs had to close down because of distemper. So disease is rampant. So these dogs that die of parvo, and it's not a pretty death. I mean, these dogs need to be vaccinated, and these people don't get the dogs vaccinated, and then all of a sudden the dog is sick. You take the dog home, your kid loves the dog, and then the dog dies. I mean, it's tragic. It's heartbreaking. So we want them to register as a business because they're selling something. And we want them to make sure that the health of the dog is there. Because like I said, they could be breeding brother and sister.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's necessary.
It is necessary because you're not only protecting the consumer, you're protecting the animals.
Right.
So it's not an animal bill. It's a commerce bill.
Essentially, yeah.
You're just happen to be selling dogs and cats. I always forget cats, and we're including cats.
So this to me sounds like a common sense conversation here, Lara. So what's stopping the bill from going further? I mean, do you want to? We got like 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, so people in office right now. There are certain people who don't like animal bills. There are certain people who do. There are certain people who don't like animal bills without naming any names. And there are certain people who don't see the importance of this. There's one senator who's a great guy who loves animal bills and really, but the rest of them are kind of like, I don't know, And then you always have other groups that are like, well, we don't want it to get involved in our area of what we're doing. So we're like, no, it's not going to touch you. It says dogs and cats. So, there's some pushback because, it's hard to get a law through.
Are you talking about other nonprofit organizations that would say
No.
they don't? No, you're just talking about.
There's one of our big interests in Arizona sometimes doesn't like our wording when it comes to animal bills because they think it's going to affect them. And it's not going to affect them. It's dogs and cats. It says dogs and cats.
I see.
It doesn't say any other animal.
Okay.
If you get my draft.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I'm getting what you're putting down.
But I don't like to call anybody out, because we're not trying to call anybody out. We're just trying to do what's safe for the community and what's safe for the animals. There's too many dogs. I keep saying there's too many dogs. There's too many dogs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ridicule and everything doesn't really do much. It's more, let's just take some action,
Right.
Get a group together.
Right.
That can make it happen.
Right.
Because it's easy to say, especially here, it's easy to get on a microphone and say not so nice things about people. Anybody in the world could come here and do that.
100%.
It takes a lot more to go and put an organization together.
Right.
To be relentless in putting the bill out, getting the bill forward. taking time to do the 900 dogs that you were talking about, spaying, neutering wise.
Right.
There's a lot more work that goes into that.
Right.
And so I personally respect that more.
Well, thank you.
Than getting on here and going, well, this guy's a jackass or this person sucks at what they're doing.
Right.
It's easy. It's easy.
It's so easy. You know, I tell people that all the time. They'll say something on social media, and I'm like, please come show me the data. Please, let's sit down. Let's have a cup of coffee. You show me the data, and I'm happy to look at that. Let's look at it together. Do you know how many people have taken me up on that offer?
0.
Right. Nobody wants to sit down and have the hard conversations. They just want to, call me names on social media, which is fine.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't mind it.
Well, hey, it's been a pleasure having you on here today. Thank you so much
you.
for sharing what you guys are doing. I look forward to supporting you and
Thank you.
Sharing stuff that you're doing, getting you on some more shows if possible.
Yeah.
Again, people, if you've got a couple bucks, it doesn't take a lot to help out. Just make it happen,
Yeah.
10, 20, 30, 50, 500. That sounds good. Just go out there and donate to the Tucson Action Team. Help them get some stuff done. We've all seen it in the community. We've all seen pet issues in the community, things we've probably called on that might not be addressed.
Right.
And Lara and her team are here to help, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back after this sponsorship break.
Our families deserve safe streets.
When you call 88 Crime, you stay anonymous, but your tip could protect someone's child, someone's home, maybe even your own.
One anonymous tip could stop a crime and you could get rewarded with cash.
88 Crime keeps our community safe and your identity secret.
Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community.
Call 88 Crime or visit 88crime.org because safety starts with you.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday Mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
For over a century, radio has changed and impacted the lives of everyone, becoming one of the major foundations of communication, keeping us up to date in news and broadcasting, and providing daily music that we love. Radio evolves more as the years progress and time moves forward, and it is only becoming better. Live the Dream Media is proud to be part of that history, stepping into the evolution of online radio to make it more advanced than ever before. Introducing the Live the Dream Media app, your #1 online radio experience. Catch your favorite music 24/7 and tune into live podcasts, or catch up on your own time with our on-demand library. And you can also check out our integrated merch store built right into the app. No matter where you travel in the world, the dream stays with you. You can be anywhere on the planet and stay connected. Download the Live the Dream Media app for free today on the Apple App Store and Google Play, and experience radio reimagined.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, CopperCreekCookies.net. We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles. Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek.
You've got a voice, but are you ready for a global audience? Don't just settle for standard studio rental. At Live the Dream Media, we amplify your voice by broadcasting your podcast completely live on our exclusive online radio network. Whether they're down the street or across the world, your listeners can lock in live on YouTube, Meta, and the Live the Dream Media app. Why choose live? Because real-time connection builds a loyal community, extends your reach further than ever, and turns a simple recording into a massive digital event. Stop waiting on the edit. Go live, build your crowd, and live the dream with Live the Dream Media today.
Everybody, thank you for coming back here. So it was awesome having Lara here. I know we've had some issues with the live stream we did on our show this morning as well. We are looking into it, but it is looking like it's having to do with the platform itself. And also I'm excited to share that we're in Studio B today on this program. We got some new mics installed this morning, and we're testing out a couple new things. So thank you for bearing with us on that. And I want to say thank you to the Soul Dog Lodge. We're fortunate to have Lara leading our pet community. I couldn't agree more on that. That she's doing some great work, her and her organization. And then Michael Thompson putting someone on blast saying they're the veto queen. And that's pretty easy to figure out there. So, but anyways, I want to move in some exciting stuff here. But before we do that, I've taken pride in the meme of the day situation here. And Tony, I sent it to you in Slack. And this conversation regarding this, I think this has been going on for a long time. And when I saw this, first I went and verified that this is kind of how it should be, because I have played this game numerous times with people, and this debate comes up. This rule always just seemed wild to me when I would go to a house or some, visiting for a party or whatever it is, playing with family, and they bring up this rule, and it's very frustrating. And I think I need to rethink about some of the friendships I had in the past because of this. And what I'm talking about right now is Uno. I'm sure a lot of you have played Uno and gone to houses and heard different rules and different things. What about you? There's a couple people in here. Has that happened to you guys? Yeah. So there's been different ways to do things. And, sometimes you want to go look in the book. And sometimes I look in the book and you don't see it there. They're like, oh, no, it's for sure, right? So this one, I'm going to pull this one up, Tony, right here. This is the meme of the day. And this is from Uno. This is on Twitter, or formerly Twitter. It's now X. If someone puts down a draw 4 card, you must draw 4 and your turn is skipped. You can't put down a draw 2 to make the next person draw 6. We know you've tried it. And somebody also wrote, well, what about a draw 4 on a draw 4? I personally have been hammered by that draw 4 on draw 4 thing. So if you're listening right now and that has happened to you, please advise that you have been hit with that bogus draw 8. So according to Uno, that is not allowed. And I want redemption on this. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Okay, I don't know if I need to set up an Uno tournament and print out a poster that is not only at the entrance of the room where the tournament is, but it's also in the room in many spots that show this rule. So to all my fellow Uno players, if this has happened to you, I want you to know that you have been validated. If someone puts down a draw 4 card, you must draw 4 and your turn is skipped. The person can't put down another person can't put down a draw 2, or you can't put down a draw 2 if you get hit with a draw 4 and add on to it. And you sure as heck can't do it with a draw 4 and add on to it. You have to take what has just happened to you, accept it, and move on. This is the best part of the meme that I'm showing here. This is somebody I know. This is somebody you know. You don't know how to play the game right, is what they wrote to Uno. Even though they have been proven wrong, they wrote, you don't know how to play the game right. I think that that's hilarious. So again, fellow Uno players, we can move on. When you are in a house or somewhere playing Uno, no, you can put your foot down and say, this rule is untrue. Uno came out and said it publicly on X. You don't have to suffer through. draw 12. I've seen that happen. You can't just add on. It's not a plus sign that you get to just add on misery to somebody. Okay? That's my rundown for the day on my meme of the day. We have been validated. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about here with the last couple minutes is I am happy to announce that I will be moving into the broadcast space a lot more with the team at Live the Dream Media. You know, I'm not a big fan of saying I a lot, but in this context, I do have to say it because I'm going to start doing my own solo show that is going to be starting in the middle of September this year. So I am very excited about that. You know, I've always wanted to have a show platform where I could bring in folks from different industries, from tech, from business, you know, cover news, cover politics, a bunch of different things, not just something that's really narrow to a specific region or, you know, that's just like a small scope. I want to broaden what we're doing, not only here at Live the Dream Media, but myself, what I'm doing as well. I feel like there's nothing more powerful than building really good relationships with people. And the way we do that is having conversations with folks that have different ideas, that have different perspectives. It's, you know, we're going to have some folks that have some of the same ideas and perspectives, but the real wins are when we bring in folks that have different, because we can learn a lot. You know, we're not always going to agree with everything that comes on or that gets said, but, you know, it's healthy to have a platform and a show that does that. So I'd like if Tony, you could pull it up. This is going to be the David Samarano show. Very excited for this. Tony and the team is putting together all the program stuff for it. I'm going to start booking for this really soon. We're going to be doing news, leadership, tech, business, and politics. I'd be a fool to not talk about tech because it's just moving so fast. And if you're like me, you're like a lot of other people. There's comfort in knowing you can go to some sources to learn some things that are happening pretty quick, right? Just even if it's just learning how to do some certain prompt or keywords that you would want to use in a prompt with AI, how to deploy applications that you build with AI, how to build the infrastructure to support AI. Because the reality is AI is here. It's not going anywhere. You know, China just announced that they're going to invest $28 trillion into artificial intelligence. The race is on between the United States and China in regards to this. And, you know, how does that apply to Marana and Oro Valley Expeirence? Well, you know, this is the platform that I myself have been on, and I will still be dedicated to this. This is still going to exist. We're going to focus on leadership and other stuff on this too as well. But, you know, let's broaden that scope. So very excited to announce the David Samarano show. There will be some details coming out about when it is, what time. It will be live. It will go into a post-production format as well. And if you are interested in being a sponsor of that show, there are plenty of spots that are open. I haven't gotten one yet, so I'm just starting today. So if you're interested in being a sponsor, if you're interested in being on the show, go ahead and reach out to me. You can reach me at contact@ltdmedia.net. There will be a website for the show, so you'll be able to submit forms there as well. And on top of the show and in coordination of the show, I will be available to go on to other podcasts. And not only that, but if you're interested in having myself or other people part of our organization go and speak at live events, we will be able to accommodate that. Also, our team is really awesome at doing live remotes. So what that means is we can take this platform you're seeing right here and go somewhere else and broadcast live streaming video in a show format wherever you may need us. So I feel like that's pretty exciting. Well, it's been great having you guys on the show with us today. Laura was a great guest. I look forward to the ones that are coming up as well. You know, tune in next week on Monday. I've got Brian White, who is the owner and operator of the Chick-fil-A here on Ina Road. He has been on here before. He's a great guy, great leader. He has some really good tips on leadership. He talks about the operations of the place a lot, but he's also just a great human being and has a lot of insight with everything else going on in the world as well. So if you can make it for that one, August 24th, Clint's going to be on with Ron Arenas, who is a host of the Southwest Flavor Show, and he also takes part in this show. I got to show this off, so I brought this with me. If you haven't started listening to this one yet, this is the We're Talking Sports show right here. This is a shirt they gave me. I was going to wear it on the show, but this part is actually on the back. So, maybe we're going to hang it in the background or something back here in the studio. But if you haven't got a chance to go check out that show, we're Talking Sports. It's a great one. And then on the 31st of August, very excited, we're going to have Aldo from Augusto Coffee, who is our Live the Dream Media coffee sponsor. So if you haven't bought Augusto Coffee yet, do yourself a favor. Go online, get yourself a couple bags, and brew up. Stay caffeinated. The other guest that's going to be on that day is the town manager of the town of Marana. Terry Rosema is going to jump on to talk about a few projects, to include the downtown project and some other infrastructure, some stuff going on Barnett Road. You guys have seen some flood set up, some flood water prevention issue things going on, bridges, walkways. There's just so much. And, me, I'm so novice at the knowledge on it. We need to get Terry Rosema in here so he can give us a rundown on that. Again, we thank you so much for your participation in what we do, sharing what we do with folks. We continue to see the app downloads go up and the live stream viewers go up and everything. And it really affirms that what we're doing is awesome, and we're having a great time doing it. So as always, be kind to each other. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for some more shows this week. Remember, tomorrow you got Wake Up, you've got Southwest Flavor, and you've got the Mike Curry show. So stick around for that. And of course, you can listen to all of our stuff on demand on our YouTube channel, on our own app, and on Spotify. And if you haven't yet, Christy Simone Show, Wake Up Live, is under a membership platform. So if you don't listen to it in 2 days, you got to go back and sign up for that. And it helps support everything we're